Dobro Jutro, Divine Pisces, 222. It is Thursday, December 12th. It is the 12/12 portal, and we had a full moon in Gemini, I think early this morning. I think it was actually at 12:12 a.m., if I'm not mistaken, which is hilarious. First of all, I want to thank everybody who's donated so far to help me with my move, and to everyone who emailed me asking me what I need and whatnot. I mean, that was so cool. So I did start a list for my new apartment, and I'll link it in my description box. Already had a couple of people already send me stuff, and I'm really, really grateful. The people that I know of already, Brandon, I think it's AMF, and of course Jupiter 1111. She's been awesome. I've been following her since I started this journey, and I don't know if she remembers me, but I was GiggleSpit84, and like I did the gym package, right? It's called the Get Your Masculine, but actually it's like Get Your Mission, because I was in mission within like a month, and I still follow her advice. I still watch her channel. I mean, I don't always comment honestly on a lot of people's videos, but I still watch the majority of the people that I've been watching for a long time, and I really appreciate her advice and her support. And like I said, I'm also an affiliate for the Rainmaker program, which I highly recommend. It's not just for business, it's for anything, okay? And that's also linked in my description box, and it's a really, really good value. It's like $97, but you get like a lot of stuff and a lot of information, so I highly recommend that. And also, I think what I'm going to do here, I know this is probably going to be a long video, but I wanted to explain a couple of things. I think this weekend, instead of the pick-a-pile, I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I feel like I've been kind of trying to do stuff that's not really me. So I kind of decided to go back to the mini reads, but I'm going to do it a different way, okay? So I'm kind of going to do it like the private pick-a-pile, but it's going to be mini reads, okay? So if you're interested in doing a live mini read session, you can send me an email, and then I'll send you my PayPal link or Cash App information. It'll be $15, and I don't even offer mini reads as a service, so this is like strictly for my channel. This is the only way you can get a mini read, okay? And what I'll do after you've paid is $15. After you've paid, I'll send you the private link. So basically, I'm doing a private mini read session for a select number of people each week. I think I'm gonna start trying to get at least 10 people in, and then kind of go from there depending on how my energy does. Because 10 readings, honestly, 10 readings, that's about 2 hours worth of work for me, okay? So I feel like that to start would be really, really fun. So I'm going to do that Saturday. I'm going to go live in a private event at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll, of course, post that information on my community tab for you guys. So if you're interested, you can shoot me an email, and we'll go from there. I think this will be a lot easier. Also, it's going to help me out a lot because I'm still kind of trying to get myself situated here, and, you know, a conversation with my Karmic husband last night, and, I mean, I'm still probably going to have to pay half of my mortgage, which is going to be rough, on top of rent, and everything else that I'm also paying for, and I'm still paying for like some things like car insurance and phones, and things like that. So it's going to be rough, but it will help me out, and I feel like, you know, it's a really fun way to give back to you guys, especially since I don't even offer mini readings at all, period. That's not a service that I offer, so you only can get it through my channel. So, and I'm not going to lie, guys, last night, the doubt was creeping in really bad. I don't know if it was the full moon. I don't know what was happening, but it was coming in really, really bad. The anxiety, I didn't like it. I had to tell my ego to shut up. But I'm not going to lie, guys. This is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And it's hard for me because I don't like to hurt people, right? So I feel like it's a double-edged sword right now. So anyway, don't worry, I'll timestamp the actual reading for those who don't want to listen to my nonsense. Anyway, alright, so let's get this started. So first card out today is Mercury, which I find interesting because, like I said, we just had a full moon. We have a full moon in Gemini today, and of course Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So I feel like with this, there's going to be a lot of shifts. There's going to be a lot of communication, not just between the twins. I feel like there will be communication between the twins very, very soon if some of you are not in contact. But I also feel just information, communication coming from source, okay? So coming from spirit, coming from your spirit team, just information that you're receiving by way of dreams, signs, any sort of communication that you're receiving. And it's really overwhelming at this point, I feel, for a lot of twins. I feel like Divine Feminine's probably used to it by now, but it's still pretty overwhelming even so. Like, it's like kind of amped up. It's like every day you probably see multiple signs, to the point where you're like, I'm not sure what this one means. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's really overwhelming for Divine Masculine. I feel like Divine Masculine's getting so much information. He's getting all of these downloads. He's having dreams. They're probably like, I feel like a lot of them are really, really, I'm going to say freaked out, but unnerved by probably some of the information that they're getting in their dreams. They might be getting song messages, things that I feel like are clicking for them. They're probably seeing synchronicities. They're probably actually... You ever sit down and just kind of look at the synchronicities in your life and where it's led you? I feel like that's happening right now with Divine Masculine. They're actually looking at, like, patterns that they've seen or that they've lived, or they're, like, evaluating where they are now in relation to where they want to be, that sort of thing, right? And where they've come from. So that being said, I feel a lot of triggers with this, okay? So, like, you can get triggered. You can basically trigger yourself. You can, okay? So I feel like Divine Masculine's kind of doing that. And it's not in a bad way, he's triggering it because it needs to be addressed, it needs to be healed. So it's like something has called his attention to these things to help trigger that so that he can purge and release and whatnot. And this is happening with Divine Feminine too. I mean, I would say not quite as intensely, because Divine Feminine, most of the time recognizes her triggers and most of the time can recognize messages coming from source, right? But I feel like, again, since there's so much mirroring, it's going back and forth. So the twins are triggering each other right now. The twins are triggering each other. And Divine Masculine, I've been feeling such a heavy, heavy energy for the last probably 3 or 4 days. And I attributed this, and it took me a while. It took me a while to figure out what was happening, but it actually came to me yesterday after I did my daily collective. Heart chakras are opening. And I had mentioned this before in a reading, but it didn't quite click to me as to why I'm feeling this heavy, heavy energy. It's because the masculines have closed off their heart chakra for so long, because they don't want to feel the effects of the triggers. They don't want to feel the emotion. They don't want to feel, whatever it is that's coming up. They don't want to deal with it, right? So they close off their heart chakras. So Divine Feminine, you've been doing heart chakra work, right? So what that's done is it's helped to open the heart chakra for Divine Masculine. So, and once that floodgate is open, it's like full-on flood. I'm talking just flood. Okay? So there's been these heavy energies because there's a massive purge going on right now with Divine Masculine. Okay? Divine Feminine too. Divine Feminine's dealing with this too, right? But Divine Feminine knows usually how to deal with that. Divine Masculine does not, for the most part. Okay? So Divine Masculine is going through a massive purge right now. Opening of the heart chakras right now. And I thought it was interesting, Kayla Wicked Virgo on her collective last night mentioned the head chakras opening. And that's true. Because like I said, like my karmic, my husband is going through a spiritual awakening right now. His head chakra is like, it's like wide open. You know, third eye is not so great, but head chakra is just like, right? So collectively, masculine energies just in general are waking up. Okay, not just divine masculines, but masculine energies are waking up, right? It's huge. Masculine energies are waking up, okay? And of course, as we know, with awakenings usually comes dark night of the soul. And I know my husband's, he's going through one right now. And look, it's skipping divine truth. So, that being said, yeah, I feel like there's still some resistance here, though. There is still some resistance, okay? But it's like slowly being chipped away. Slowly being chipped away, okay? Because there's so much coming in for divine masculine, there's no way he can ignore it. Absolutely no way, right? It's in your face, right? So I feel, again, a lot of triggers happening back and forth between the twins. And of course we've got fire here. So we've got Mercury, Aquarius, Jupiter, fire, and water. Of course, right? So triggers and sexual energy definitely going back and forth. I feel like a lot of divine feminines are really, really, really fired up, literally, like fired up about their mission, fired up about their leap, fired up about everything that's going on. They're just like, yeah, there's like a lot of excitement. Like there's a lot of triggers, but at the same time, it's like triggering excitement because you're like anticipation. You're like, okay, something's coming and it's going to be huge. It's going to be awesome. And I'm really excited, right? So that's kind of a thing happening here too. But, but yeah, both twins, I feel like, again, going through a purge right now. I feel like divine feminines is not quite as bad, but also do you feel divine masculine is starting, again, with the head chakra opening up, starting to actually integrate and embrace the spiritual aspect of this journey. And that's huge. Huge. Now, some of them still might be fighting it off, but they're at least acknowledging that there's something to fight off. Does that make sense? Alright, let's take a look at divine masculine today, and I'm sorry for the longish video. Come on now. Oh, nah. There we go. Sometimes these cards stick. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually, the Healing Light Tarot is my oldest tarot deck that I have. It was like the original tarot deck that I got, that and my Zodiac Oracle, so they're still with me. Alright, so divine masculine, yeah, look, see, boom, triggered. Triggered, feeling pulled in two different directions, not feeling quite stable, but so much information, so much coming in from source, and it's triggering the crap out of him. It's triggering the crap out of him, okay? That being said, they're definitely being triggered to obviously make a decision. This has been in the air for quite a while. Okay, so that decision, still there, still processing it. It's like in the works, you know? Divine's like, yeah, you need to figure this out, dude. Like, do your thing. And Divine Masculine's like, no, I can't hold on, right? But he's trying to so bad. Trying to so bad. So a lot of them are going within. A lot of them are in quote-unquote hermit mode, but some of them are just indulging. Some of them are literally just drowning their sorrows in anything else that they can to distract themselves from the pain, because it's very painful. I mean, these awakenings are not easy. They are not easy. You know, I know, obviously, but you got to do it. So Divine's like, all right, here you go. Here's what you need. Divine Masculine's just like, I don't want to deal with this. So it brings in, of course, anxiety, fear, depression, sleepless nights. They're beating themselves up, inner battles, possibly battles with a karmic situation. And again, this could be a person, could be a job, could be a situation, addiction, whatever. So, you know, they're really trying to get out of this headspace, and I feel a lot of depression coming in. A lot of depression. So Dark Night of the Soul. but a lot of, again, inflection, like or reflection within themselves, introspection. So they're trying to figure out how to get out of where they're at because they don't want to be there. They really do feel pulled, guys. They feel pulled in 2 different directions right now. So much inner conflict. They're super, super triggered, right? And they're looking again at Divine Feminine. Help me, help me, help me. Divine Feminine, what do you need to do? Okay, there's something you're supposed to be doing that you have not done yet. Okay, and I feel like this is definitely across the board, but just in my personal situation, you know, I love to relate to you guys, so I'm going to tell you, like, I feel like this is definitely true for me. Like, I was feeling really stagnant. There was something that I was supposed to be doing, and I didn't know what it was, you know, and I started doing what I'm doing now, and then all the signs were pointing here, and I'm like, of course. This is what I need to do first. This is what I need to do right now in order for everything else to fall into place, right? So Divine Feminine, how are you leading? Because you do lead. Sorry about your luck, but you do, okay? Divine Feminine, you lead, right? You lead the alignment process, so to speak, okay? You raise your vibration first. You call in all the good things. You call in your abundance. Right? And Divine Masculine follows. Alright? So, that being said, a lot of Divine Masculines are actually feeling like this right now. They're not celebrating. They're in a lot of sorrow. They're in a lot of emotional pain. They're really off balance. They're not feeling great about themselves. They feel really unworthy, right? And again, a lot of them drowning their sorrows in toxic behaviors, but a lot of them still have toxic behaviors around them too. So it's like they're just adding, and it's going to get to the point where they cannot do it anymore. It's going to get to that point. A big tower is coming for Divine Masculine. Right? A big one. Okay? Not that they haven't had enough, right? They've had I mean, I kind of want to feel sorry for Divine Masculine, you know, because towers are not easy. And when you get cluster towers, one after another, you can't even pick yourself up before you get another one, right? It's like bam, 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 bam. It can be really overwhelming and it's really scary. But at the same time, it is what it is, right? Divine Masculine needs to cut some crap away from his life. And he knows he needs to do that. And he's refused to do that. For the most part. So, the universe is like, okay, I'm going to push this along now. You've been sitting still for way too long. Divine Feminine's been doing the work. You've been watching Divine Feminine do the work. You've been watching what she's doing. But you're still, like, stuck. So, I'm going to fix it. Here's a tower. It's not funny. I'm sorry. I find humor in everything. Alright? Here's a tower, Divine Masculine. Here you go. Change. Change. It's a 5. Change. I'll force you to change. So yeah. Poor Divine Masculine. And yeah, this is going to be a long video, but you know what? It's fine. Alright, Divine Feminine. I haven't used my modern spellcasters for a while. Okay. Oh, a lot of cups today, guys. 2 of Cups. Well, Divine Feminine, doing her best to heal the connection, doing her best to balance the connection and balance out inner masculine and feminine energies. Also manifesting connection, absolutely. But I feel like at this point, it's not really so much manifesting the connection as trying to heal the connection. And Divine Feminine, I feel like this is actually a shift for Divine Feminine. Because I feel like for the longest time, Divine Feminine was actually just like focusing on the connection. Not focusing on healing it, focusing on the connection. Now, Divine Feminine's like, alright, let's heal this. There's a lot of negative energy here. I don't like what's going back and forth. I don't like feeling drained. I don't like this. Right? So, as she gets that negative energy from Divine Masculine, turns it positive, pushes it back. Healing the connection. Now, that being said, if your Divine Masculine is draining you, if he's taking that energy and he's literally siphoning it from you, which does happen, they don't realize they do it half the time, but it does happen, okay? Cut that off, okay? Cut that off, because all that's going to happen is he's literally draining you to use that energy in a karmic situation, okay? Cut it off. You don't have to cut off 5D communication. You can cut off the energy without the communication, okay? So, just letting you know. But yeah, I mean, a lot of purging happening with Divine Feminine, but I feel like it's almost like a release. It's a happy purge. It's like, oh, thank goodness I've got this off of my chest, or thank goodness I've got this off of my mind. Thank goodness I finally took that leap and I'm free. I feel good, right? So it's like a good purge. I don't feel a lot of negative purging coming in with Divine Feminine. The only negativity I feel really is coming from Divine Masculine right now, because they're polar opposites right now, right? Divine Masculine, masculines in general are trying to hold on. The feminines are trying to move on. Hold on, move on. Got it? Okay. So that being said, you know, Divine Feminine, you know, third-party situations, she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Karmic situations, whatever. And also, you know, the fact that she's been feeling so drained from these situations, and she's just done. She doesn't want to do it anymore. People like, oh no, why aren't you paying attention to me? Well, I mean, I got to pay attention to myself right now, because you guys have been draining me. I've been paying attention to you, and I don't want to do it anymore. And, you know, that realization coming in and kind of trickling down, she's like, okay, yeah, I mean, you've been siphoning my energy. I don't want to give it anymore, right? And then people are like, well, why are you being a jerk? Why don't you want to? Well, because I don't want to do it anymore, right? I'm tired of the drama. I'm tired of feeling like I'm in a losing battle all the time. So you know what? I'm going to sit here with my truth, right? With my passion, with my wand, and I'm just gonna step out of that. You guys want to play with that beehive, you do it. I don't want to do that anymore. I just don't, right? So, doesn't want to do that. I feel like really done with the inner conflict. Divine Feminine's kind of done with herself, really, like done with the ego. Does that make sense? You know, and she's trying to lead. She's trying to move forward. She's moving forward in her ascension. She's trying to gain the strength and to stand on her own, really. I mean, a lot of Divine Feminines have been codependent for a very long time, you know, and they don't want to do that anymore. So they're in the mindset, okay, I'm moving forward, I'm doing my thing, right? Keeping that emotional intelligence intact, right? Thinking with the heart, you know, instead of overthinking with the mind or the ego, right? And learning to act and not react. Does that make sense? As far as emotions go, right? And understanding this uneven exchange has got to end. It's got to end, and she knows that. She's like, I can't do this anymore. Can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. Regardless of what Divine Masculine does, right? I've got to do something for myself, and I'm going to. So, yeah. Yay, Divine Feminine! Alright, let's get some messages. Some of you have stepped away, I do feel, from your counterparts. You gotta do what you gotta do. A lot of confusion still, but starting to figure it out, guys. Oh, and I saw something really interesting. I'm sorry. Made for Love did a post on the Karmic, and it was like the Karmic was. What did the Karmic say? Oh, it was one of her posts. It was really good. And of course, I can't share posts for some reason. It doesn't let you do that. But she was basically saying that the Karmic is being healed right now. That you're healing the Karmic, and that's true. I know, and this could be your Karmic. It could be your counterpart's Karmic. But that's the point. Like, the Karmics have to learn self-love too, right? They have to love themselves enough to not want to be in a situation that is toxic, that is detrimental to their mental and emotional well-being, where there's no love. They have to learn to love themselves too. You know what I'm saying? So, it was really, really interesting. I liked it. Okay, well, sexual energy. Oh my gosh, it's a 34. Okay, so I gotta tell you guys, that's hilarious because that equals 7. My apartment number equals 7. And I'm signing the lease tomorrow, which is 1213, which reduces to 7. My life path number is a 7. I just thought that was funny. Anyway, so sexual energy absolutely coming in here. I do feel some of you may be getting some really, really hot communication. Just saying. I mean, that's cool. You go with it. Do whatever you got to do. But yeah, full moon power, guys. Use this full moon to manifest. Use that sexual energy to manifest, man. Sexual energy is the best thing to use to manifest because it's a high vibration. It's a positive vibration. It's the highest vibration, really, is sexual energy, okay? Have faith in yourself, okay? Have faith in your journey. Stop letting that doubt come in, okay? Have faith. Have faith. Everything's going to be fine. Manifest positive. Manifest positive. There is still some resistance coming in, but you know what? It's there to teach you. It's there to teach you patience. It's there to teach you how to deal with resistance, okay? So just take it in stride and learn from it and move forward. This goes for Divine Masculine too, okay? Trust. I mean, faith, trust. They're really hammering it home here. Yeah. Okay, so some of you are using that intuition definitely to kind of assess your situation, and that's fantastic. Just make sure you're not overthinking things, okay? Don't overthink it, because that's when ego comes in and it throws in a bunch of doubt at you, and you're like, I don't know what to do, blah, 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 okay? But everything is going forward. Abundance is coming. Happiness is coming. New beginnings. New beginnings are coming. Yes. Right? So take off the mask. Stop living a lie. Okay? Alright guys, well thank you so much for joining me. If this has resonated, please like, share, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.